Welcome back to another episode of Trauma, Drama, and Life. We're sitting here at 9 o'clock at night because this seems to be about the only time. This seems about the only time that we can do a podcast without kids interrupting and being all crazy. But I don't even know when. By the time you listen to this, it'll probably be like 3 months after Easter. But we just had Easter not too long ago. We had Easter. Easter was good. I had my family that came in town, and that was good. Our church had like 6 services, and we went on Saturday night and then went to the water park. Yeah, it was really weird going on a Saturday because then the next day felt like Monday.
Yeah, it like threw off.
Well,
it threw you off.
It threw me off a ton because I was like, after church means Monday. And so I had church on Saturday, and then I was like, I am behind. Like, it's Monday.
Well, then his parents left early Sunday morning to go back home. And so
water park.
We chose to go to the water park.
Yeah.
And so we spent a family day at the water park, and that was fun.
And just hung out.
Yeah. So that might be an Easter tradition since our church just gets really packed on Easter.
They said they had over 8,000 people with all the services.
With all the services, it was over 8,000.
That is insane.
Yeah.
So glad we didn't go to some of the other services that were incredibly packed, but we went to the Saturday one. So we survived Easter, and we're still here. So it's good.
Yeah.
Inside of everything, I was trying to think, probably one of the biggest challenges over the past like week and a half has just been parenting.
Yeah, that's a heavy topic.
Parenting and being able to manage our triggers from our childhood and from our relationship when we have a 5-year-old that will sometimes like to scream in your face.
Yeah.
It's probably the most triggering for you. So she's like right.
I think that just depends. Like if I'm overstimulated, like if I am like really done with the day, like I do not handle that very well. Like it's like overstimulation, and then I just go from 0 to 100. But I do remember there was one night that I don't remember. I had to give a consequence or something, and she was literally like sitting and like screaming in my face on the couch, and like you were just like over here, like you started to say something. I was like, no, like you're not at the place to handle it. Like I got it. She just kept like dishing it at me.
So that's one thing is I get really, really frustrated when she comes at you.
Yeah, when she's being disrespectful.
I guess it's just because I'm the only one that's like done that. No one else gets to, and I haven't done that, so like you don't get to.
Like
either.
You're done at that point. Like you're.
It's just one of those pieces.
Sworn you're never doing that again.
When she like yells at you, it's kind of like you will not. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's also been a piece that I've struggled with is like not jumping in. There's been a couple times you've needed me to jump in, and there's been other times that I've jumped in when you haven't needed or haven't asked or haven't known that I was going to jump in, right? Different pieces that have not been helpful. But that night you had it all under control, and like I started to jump in, you were just like, I got it. I think I just kind of huffed and puffed and just...
You were over in the kitchen, but doing something. And so like I just took care of it.
But that's one of the triggering pieces we were saying is like when she screams in your face.
Yeah. And it's hard because like I don't want people to think that we don't parent, like we don't discipline or anything like that. Like this is like when we figured out that with her we cannot discipline in the moment when she's like that.
When she's
irate.
Like
when she is like that, like upset and frustrated to where she literally is like having like this full on tantrum. Like there is no, because there was.
It's almost like she almost will hyperventilate, and then when you're trying to like logic with her, like there's no piece of logic that she's gonna understand.
Right.
It was from Sunday. No, it was that one day. It was the one day when we drove, and you promised her a cake pop, and then we drove past Starbucks because I didn't realize that. And
I forgot because we were talking,
and then it was like meltdown from there for another 40 minutes till we got to the next one
because we were going grocery shopping. So like it's not that we live 40 minutes from another. It was just like out of the way to get it to another Starbucks. I mean, I just have to preface like
because we live in the boonies. Now I'm just like okay. So anyways, it was a long time before we got her a cake pop, but we were driving on the highway to go grocery shopping, and we were going to stop and get one, and she just was struggling so much to calm down. So like we would get her calmed down, and then she would go back up, and then we get her calmed down, and she'd go back up, and like that's frustrating because, like, especially for me, because I'm like, we got you calm, like, be calm. Like, don't get back. But later when we were at the grocery store, like, I took her to the bathroom and I asked her when we were there, I was like, why were you so frustrated? And I was like, did you think that you weren't going to get one? Even though in the car we were saying, like, we're going to one, you're going to get one. Like, we're sorry we missed it. We said we were going to do it and we didn't do it. And she told me, she was like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to get one. And so there's just been different pieces like that. But that kind of like affirmed it in one sense of when she's highly activated, just the logic piece isn't there, which we knew that already. But
because I mean, like, she's fine, but it's also like one of those things that she has to de-escalate and calm down before we can actually like give her a disciplinary like a consequence. Because there was something that I don't know, it was within this last like week or something. She was like she was just having a rough day. And so we just kept like saying like all of these like consequences, like, okay, you're not going to do this. Like she was still hyper focused on this other thing. Okay, you're not going to do this. She was still hyper focused on this other thing. Okay, you're not going to do this. And so it was just like, at that point, like we had taken away everything and she was still like screaming and like irate about like
she was hyper focused. Like she hadn't shut off the timer.
Oh, that's what
all it was.
Yes, it was like, oh yeah, because like she was just like standing there and like he was like, are you gonna turn it off? And it was like in the moment and like in my eyes from like seeing it, it was almost like she was like playing this game of like, well, is dad gonna like actually do it? And so he did. And like she didn't get to turn off the timer. And then it turned into this huge thing. And I think in the moment, like she thought that like either he wasn't going to turn off the timer or he was going to like let her return off the timer. I don't know what was going through her mind. Mm-hmm. But like it was like this whole like 30-minute ordeal.
Meltdown.
And she was like so upset. And so I was just like, okay, sorry. If you don't calm down, then it's going to be like X, Y, and Z. Or if you don't do this, then it's going to be X, Y, and Z. Speaking of which, we're being interrupted. Ben's going to step away. But yeah, so it's just one of those things that, that in the moment she was just still so hyper focused on the timer that we had to de-escalate her from like her high emotions because it wasn't something that she was able to do like on her own. And so through that, like we have protocols that we do. Like we have like this calm down corner chart that's from the Considerate Mama. And so we try to do that, but if she is not ready, then could care less. So it's basically, we just have to sit with her and her emotions, which has been a huge like challenge for the both of us. At times, like I can sit with her emotions more, but especially if she's like screaming, that's when I have to really take some deep breaths because obviously that goes back to being triggered of like when Ben would scream in my face or like get upset or whatever. And even though I know like logically it's like so much different, it's still obviously a trigger. And so in those specific moments, like we just have to work through our triggers. And I'm sitting here like trying my absolute best to like take deep breaths and like even just regulate my own self to be able to just help calm her down.
Anyways, I'm back. Okay. She's like, my water is not up there. And I'm like, it is. It's in your bed. No, it's not. It's in your bed. There's the water. Any excuse to do to come down.
Anyway,
and we're just gonna roll with it from now on because
it's just
we ain't got time to start it.
Anyways, I was explaining like get you caught up. I like explains like in those moments like we basically have to figure out de-escalating techniques. And so like I said, we have the calm down like corner chart thing. We don't actually like utilize like timeouts or whatever. Like we sit on the couch with her or we sit in this spot and like in the space with her. Like we don't ever isolate her. Because we don't ever want her to feel that her emotions are not welcome, even though sometimes we do struggle with handling her emotions. Yeah. We don't ever want her to feel like isolated. And so like, or like attach like shame or guilt to like those emotions. So it may be hard for us and we may have to walk away for a minute, but we don't say, you're going to sit here. It's just, we just say, all right, I need to take a break. I'm going to walk away. We don't make her walk away type thing.
Yeah.
But
so the calm down helper has been really good.
Yeah. And then we also, if she's like so upset that she can't even like focus in the calm down corner, then we do like the considerate amount. Yeah. And then I was just saying, like, in those moments, like, obviously, like, I get triggered by the screaming just because, like, you would scream in my face, like, obviously, like.
Then we use the calm down helper. We've actually used different pieces of it before. But
I mean, all in all, like, we do now, like, if through the calm down corner, there's also, like, if she's, like, super irate, then we have to use, like, the name 5 things you see, or do the senses to, like, get her mind, like, switched off. And that's something that she's had, like, I mean, from an early age, probably, like, 3 or 4, I've done some type of thing for that. Whether that was just, like, through, like, hey, let's play with this toy for a minute, and then we'll talk about this, or, like, whatever.
Right.
But now as she's gotten older, about, like, obviously knowing, like, her senses and, like, understanding, like, what that means, like, we utilize that a lot more.
That's probably, like, the hardest piece in parenting is, like, learning and understanding that a lot of what you're dealing with is not even, like, dealing with your kid. It's dealing with your own emotions fleshed out in your kid, right? Like, how she's acting and responding. You're just like, oh, that activates something inside of me that I didn't realize was activated. I didn't realize was going to be an issue. But then when she's doing it, we're like, whoo, yeah.
Sometimes it is humbling, obviously, as to be a parent. But it's also comical because there's some things that your kid does that's exactly like you, and it can be humbling, but it can also be comical at the same time. Like,
Sophie is nothing like me at all.
She's nothing like me at all. So, like, the other day, she was, like, mad. We were leaving Epcot, and, like, I speed walk when I get mad. When I'm, like, in the parks, and, like, I just need a moment, I just, like, pew, and, like, leave.
How do you go?
Pew. Anyways, and so I don't remember. Oh,
we were leaving,
and she wanted to push the stroller, and Ben was like, "You can push the stroller, but I need to guide you," because she couldn't see, and she was just not having that because she just wanted to do it all by herself. So she got mad and she just, like, sped walk. No, it's just like, and I couldn't do anything but just, like, laugh because I was just like, well, that's me. Like, I guess that were me. Like,
yeah, I think that's probably the most humbling and, like, the worst part sometimes is, like, seeing yourself in the kid, of seeing, like, oh, that's another issue that I have, or that's something that she's caught, like, from how we just already are, right? Yeah. And understanding there's different pieces that we need to work on, or different pieces that we need to grow in, so that she doesn't pick up some of those traits, or pick up some of those attitudes, or phrases, different things that she'll say. She'll say a ton of different things, like, probably, like, I'm so done with this, or, like, different pieces like that like, we'll say in joking, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, yep.
Or sometimes she'll, like, say something and we're just like, who's she hear that from? And then, like, we're like, oh, that's you.
She blames everything on me. You're like, where'd you hear that from, Dad? And I'm like, I never even taught her that. Tell me what you're talking about.
Well, that's just, like, her new thing now. And, like, I'm trying. I know we both struggle with this. So we have to, like, watch what we say. Crap. She's just, like, randomly be like, crap. Like, and it's only when she forgets stuff, because that's normally, when we both say it the most, is like, crap, I forgot to do this.
We left the house. We're like, crap, we forgot this.
Yeah.
All of a sudden she says,
and so, like
crap, I forgot bear.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's just, like, great. Like,
I mean, his worst words you could say. But
right.
This is where you see, like, a lot of parenting is, I love
mimic you.
Yeah, I love Ed Milet of how he says it. Like, a lot of parenting is caught, not taught.
Yeah.
Like, she catches and she understands, like, little tiny things. And even, like, our 10-month-old, right? Like, she, like, catches things and, like, learns how to respond and react based on the energy, the smiles, the happiness, the gait, and try to be able to. She's 10 months and she's, like, already, like, pulling herself up, standing and trying to, like, get out of the gate.
Very much going to be a very true, typical second born. Like, no fear.
I came down earlier. I ran upstairs to get something. Came down, and Kayla was in the kitchen, and Bella was in her walker, like, driving around. And I, like, looked down, and she has, like a big like solar charger and like cord on her thing.
I'm like literally, he was gone for 5 seconds because I was
like,
making pizza. Like I was making pizza. And I didn't even hear it. She was like in stealth mode because I didn't hear this.
And she got quiet. She got quiet. And she's just like going around being like, I'm just going to charge my iPhone.
Right. Like I didn't hear a big clunk or anything like that came off. Like, no.
She pulled it off the chair.
Yeah,
like the higher
but she
chair
was
at the
very
bar.
quiet about it. There was no clunk. Because normally I'm like, oh, there's a thud. Like there's a clunk. What did she hit? What did she get? Like, no, there was nothing. It was just like a very like, she was just like laughing and like cackling, and then I was just like, oh, okay, she's playing with her toys, because I literally, it was 5 seconds. Like
she's driving around with like this big like solar charger and the cord coming out of it. I'm like, what are you doing?
My hands are all like doughy from pizza, and I'm just like, what? Like, like great.
No, it's yeah, she's wild. She's already crawling 10 months, and she's gonna be walking by the time she's a year, because
she wants to walk so bad.
She's already almost like starting to roll, like she's almost starting to do a somersault.
Because she wants to stand up.
Yeah.
So like she does like she does like a downward dog position basically, because she's trying to like push herself up to stand, and so like, well, she's gonna be walking soon.
Craziness. Yep, she's gonna give us a run for her money and walking and eating.
Yeah, she loves to eat too.
But anyways, parenting.
Yeah.
Fun struggles with that. Fun attitudes, and like getting, I think the hardest part for me is like not getting triggered and not responding triggered. All right. Especially if she's like yelling in your face, or if she's sitting on the couch being like, what's that word again? No. Right. Like the stuff is like, are you kidding me? You're 5. But different things like that it's hard sometimes not to get triggered. And like my default when like triggered with that is to like raise the volume or to get upset, and that definitely does not work with
her. It doesn't work with her. And then also when we both respond triggered or upset, then that also doesn't respond. Like she doesn't respond well,
or we'll activate each other. Like you can respond really like mad, and I'm just like, yo, like go take a chill pill, and then you'll get pissed off at me, or vice versa. You'll do the same to me, and I'll get frustrated because then I'm like, well, I feel ashamed now. Like,
right. But she definitely does not do well with any type of like elevation, which makes sense because you and I don't do that either. Like if
we have to figure out how we can get triggered and then go to like whisper mode.
Yeah.
But like even saying that, I'm just kind of like, I have no clue how to do that.
Yeah, because I mean, and it makes sense because obviously like she's our kid, so like we both don't do well. Like if we get into like a tiff or an argument or something, like,
or even just frustrated communicating.
Yeah, like if we're already like elevated and like raise our voices as we do it, then it just doesn't do well. But if we just like take a deep breath and we just like either talk normal or like even below normal, then like it seems like it calms us down better. And it's the same thing with like our daughter.
Because we struggle with that inside of explanations. I think that's like one of the biggest ones. That it's like
yeah. When we
if we get stuck trying to explain something to one another, so I'm like 2 + 2 = 4, right? So like instead of me like drawing it out or using like, you know, props, I'll just be like, no, 2 + 2 is 4. 2 + 2 is 4. Why don't you get 2 + 2 is 4? Like for some reason, both of us do it. It's like if the other person isn't getting it, we're just like, we'll just say it louder and then maybe understand it. It's kind of like the person you meet in like another language. You're like, if I yell at you more, maybe you'll magically understand my.
Or we start like being like very overly phonetic, like 2 + 2 = 4. Like,
but we're not communicating anything different.
But it's the same exact.
It's like a giant communication fail that we both do a lot of times. So it's learning how to be able to adapt and shift. I don't know if we said the license plate on the last podcast, but like,
yeah, we did.
Yeah. So we're talking about like that license plate, and I was like, that one. And then we realized
you're talking about like this.
We're talking about 2 different license plates, and we both thought we were both right, and that's why we were both getting frustrated, because she was like, that one is not Florida license plate, and it is a Florida license plate. And then we finally pointed at it, and we were like pointing at 2 different cars. So, I mean, communication is just, it's wild. But it's different now in having communication where we're both working on it, and we're both like, I'm honest about the communication, right? Like before, I would do stuff that was like toxic and mean and rude, and then be like, well, you have a communication problem, right? And then now it's different because now when we actually have communication problems, it's actually communication problems, not just
like
being a jerk.
and it's something silly too.
Right. So it's a lot different. So it's been growth, it's been development. We're still working on piecing all this stuff together and figuring out how to run life with kids, and we want more, so it's going to be wild and crazy with adding more than just two.
You know,
I like looked over and Kayla was like, "I need outside time." She was like, "You can give the girls baths, and I'll," because she was in the middle. So like two things activated you a ton this week. One was Thursday. Thursday, when she comes downstairs and she was like, I was not expecting you to do meal prep for breakfast because I need to cook breakfast and get out the door. And I was like, don't worry about it. I got it. And she is like, I'm not sure I trust this plan. Which it worked. It worked. I just sent you upstairs. You got ready.
Yeah.
But if you would have been down here, you would have been too stressed out because I'm like feeding Bella, cooking Sophia's eggs, doing all of my meal prep. I have music going. I'm just like in the group. She's just like,
and I literally, I have like a feng shui in the mornings to set up my day. Like I work out and then I come in and it's like silence before the girls get up. And then, it was not because I think that was the night was that the night that Bella like woke up, or was that the day before? I don't know.
That was the day before.
Anyways, so like I come in from working out and like he had already started like meal prepping.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, what is happening? The music was blasting and I was like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And he's like, it's fine. And I was like, it's not fine. Like the house is in a disarray and it's only like 8:30 in the morning. Like I was like,
that was a very
Bella's like screaming and like needing food at this point because she's already been up since she was like got up at like 7:30, and
because I gave her some of my egg whites.
So then you just finally gave her your egg whites and cheese, and I was just like,
it's a very hectic morning. I was actually very happy and very impressed that I pulled it all off. I got your breakfast made. I got the girls' breakfast made. I got stuff stocked. I got you guys out the door.
Because I was just like, how am I even going to cook when you're using like all of the burners basically and most of the pots and pans? Like what? And he's like, it's fine. I got it. And I'm like,
I was in my feng shui, so I was like, I got this.
And there was like, it was a mess. Like there was like the pans were like overflowing with like, because you pour the stuff and then it gets dirty on the side. So then it's just like, I was just like, oh, okay.
Made to say it was a little overwhelming for her. So I was like, you go get ready. I'll take care of everything else.
I've just noticed that one of the reasons that we live in Florida is because I have to be outside every day, every single day. And the only place that you can be outside every single day, all seasons, is Florida. So if I don't get my outside time at least 2 hours or more a day, I'm just not a happy person. I will just say that. So
feed her sunshine and chocolate.
Sunshine,
chocolate, and coffee.
So today, it was just a busy day. Mm-hmm. And so I did not get outside, except for like getting into the car, getting the kids into the car, like shuffling kids around today. And so by the end of the day, I was like, why am I such in a bad mood and feeling overwhelmed and stressed out? Oh yeah, I haven't touched grass today.
So she's in the kitchen trying to make pizza, like homemade pizza for Sophia. And Sophia is trying to fling sauce everywhere and do the wrong pizza when she made a pizza for her and blah, blah, blah. And then Bella's like running up on her heels with her little walker being like, where's my food?
And everybody's like, it just feels like everybody's like echoing and talking really loud. And I'm just like, what is happening? Like, I am done. Like, I just am like, and he's like, well, what's going to happen when we add more kids? And I'm like, it'll be fine. But in this moment, I just need a break. Okay. I just need like a mini mom 5-minute break. So after dinner, I took a walk by myself.
Got the kids bathed and all ready for bed.
And guess what? It was a 15-minute peaceful walk. Nobody was outside because everybody's getting their kids ready. And it was like the sun was going down. It's a nice breeze. It was great. Fantastic. I came back a nicer person, didn't I?
Yeah. I'm glad it helped. Came back nicer just for the podcast. You're like, this is a nice person. Anyways. Well, I'm getting tired. We keep yawning on this podcast.
I know.
I pretend that we're not falling asleep on the podcast.
It's been a busy.
It's been a busy week.
The last 2 weeks have been busy.
And Bella's been up several times. I think it was Tuesday night.
It was Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Monday and
we
Tuesday.
Slept on Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday were the worst. Tuesday was the worst.
She was up from like 1 to 4.
She was up from 1:30 to 4.
Yeah.
That was not good.
Then I was up for part of that, and then I came down here, worked, and then
You got up at 3. You got up at 3. Yeah. And then...
Yeah, just everything was off that day.
That was just...
It's quite great.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to get some sleep. Yeah. So, thank you all so much for tuning in to our craziness and our rabble inside of here. So feel free to drop any questions underneath the video or the podcast. We'd love just to be able to hear from you and be able to respond to different questions and talk to different things as well. So, but until next time, we'll see y'all later.
See you guys.